In this video series, we are going to build a development environment for a web development project. This is the first video in the series in which simply going to introduce the project. Moving on to the following videos, we're going to adapt Docker and manage Docker through Docker Compose. Then we'll move on to continuous integration and continuous deployment and making incremental improvements to the project. So why would we adopt Docker? Well, it is widely used in the industry and it solves a very common problem, namely the it works on my machine problem. Adapting Docker allows us to work on a environment that is very similar to the final production environment throughout development and test. Why would we adopt CI and CD? Well, the main idea with creating a formal development environment is to introduce automation and improve quality of our project. And CI and CD are some of the ways we can address these problems. It also takes care of a lot of laborious tasks, and not only does that mean that we don't have to carry them out, but we're also sure that they are going to be performed the same way every single time, and we are going to avoid making mistakes coming from manual processes. So what are we going to build? Well, we are going to take a Python application, Python web application built on Flask. It's a very simple application, doesn't do much, but it does do enough that we can do some proper testing and make it work in our context without introducing a lot of unnecessary complexity. Later in the videos, we are going to make changes to this application to address other certain areas of development environments. But to begin with, we're going to have a very simple application that simply serves a few API endpoints. The application will connect to a database built on Postgres, and it will also connect to a reverse proxy that will handle requests coming from the internet. The strategy for this project will be that we are going to keep things as simple as possible, just to make things work and avoid any unnecessary complexity. And then we are going to make incremental improvements upon that. So you might be thinking when we introduce a Docker file that we should do this and we should do that because that would be more optimal. And you're probably right with that, but we are going to introduce some of these issues later in the process. The idea here is to just make things work and then make incremental improvements. So let's get started, and if you enjoy this video series, please subscribe and put a like on the videos. I'll appreciate that very much. Thank you.